Hello, hello, and happy Sunday. It's Julie Davison and Susan LaCroix, and it's time for Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. It is Sunday, April 17th, and it's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. And happy Easter, Mom.
Happy Easter, Jay. I wish we were together.
I wish we were together too. Now, we have not missed a Sunday since we started back in June of 2021 with our Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. And we've pre-recorded this episode. So unfortunately, we're not together this Easter, but we hope that you are enjoying the day with family and friends and celebrating. If you don't tune in for the live premiere, you're excused today. We hope that you'll watch the replay, or we hope that you are watching the replay of this episode. Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie premieres every Sunday at noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And it's just our opportunity to share Stampin' Up! Projects with you. Mom and I have been demonstrators for 20 years, and we live a couple states away, which you probably know if you've been watching any one of our 40 whatever episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know you just showed me these, but I just want to have you bring them out really quick because they're so stinking cute. We did pre-record these, so I assume by the time that this airs, you've already given out your treats. But can you show us really quick these cute treats that you made, Mom?
Sure can. So I like to give my Hostess Club folks just a little something around each event or holiday. And I was at a store a couple weeks ago and found these adorable little, oops, there we go.
Oh, you want me to switch the camera? I thought you were just going to hold it up. Which camera do you want to be in?
No,
yeah,
here.
That's perfect.
This is fine. So I found these little cups. They were kind of stacked together in different colors. And I thought, oh, I've got DSP that goes with all those colors. So what I did, now this was, I'm going to be honest, this was better up in my head.
Oh,
but that's okay. Mainly because they're very slippery, so it's hard to get things to stick to them.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the curvature of the cup. So I'm telling my gals not to hold it by the handle because I've used tear and tape, but it's so slippery on the inside that they're popping off. So I'm going to hold this one up.
So I love this idea. And when you first showed me, I actually thought you used the mini coffee cups. And so you can get the mini coffee cups on the last chance list. They're paper cups. So I think the tear and tape is going to hold a lot better. And we have dies that die cut the paper to fit around the cups. They're called the warm wrap dies, and they're also retiring. So if you want to duplicate this project at home, you can get those mini coffee cups and make up cute little, maybe not Easter baskets. By the time you see this, maybe they'll just be spring baskets or May Day baskets. Oh, Mom, these are just so cute. I just love them.
Thanks.
You really spoil your girls.
Well, they're so wonderful. They really are. And I put some candy in here and a little bit of grass. I hate Easter grass. I don't know if you remember, I stopped using grass for you guys. I couldn't take it anymore. I think I used tissue paper.
We had this like fluff. It was sort of like, stuffing that you put in a pillow, but it was colored. I remember that. There was like pink and green, and it was a really great alternative to Easter grass.
Yeah, because I hate this stuff. I have Easter grass everywhere down here. Anyway, so yes, that was my Easter treat for my Hostess Club for April. So thank you, ladies. I love you all. They're just wonderful.
I love it. Well, that was sort of a little sneak peek of the suite that we're going to share with you today, the Flowering Tulip Fields. Such bright and beautiful paper. And so there are so many colors in that paper. I'm not surprised that you found cups to match them all. Let's switch the camera over and have you show us what else is in this awesome suite.
I sure will. So this suite is actually featured on the cover of the current mini catalog, which is good through the end of June. Now, last week, Julie showed the project from a mega suite, and this is another mega suite. So it's on 14, 15, 16, and 17 of the mini catalog. and along with some absolutely gorgeous samples of the things that you can make, there's a lot of product. So
yes.
Yeah, so look at this and look at this paper. I'm going to show it to you close up in person, but this is just a phenomenal suite. And then the next 2 pages just show again some more samples and some just kind of larger images of the stamps so that you can see them. So I'm going to close this and move this and show you Tulip Fields. I'll start with that one. And this is the set that I'm going to use today to show my project. Actually, I have a couple things to show you. And then here's the dies. Look at all those dies.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's this windmill, which is like 3 pieces. I love this little bike. There's a little row of tulips. There's a tree, some fences, some clouds. There's just a lot going on in this suite.
This is almost like a standalone suite. I mean, die set. Like with all the detailed dies, you could use this almost without the stamp set.
You could. You really could. And as a matter of fact, on my project, I'm using these 3 pieces that are not going to be stamped because there really aren't stamps to coordinate those. So, all right. So that's the first bundle that's in this. The second bundle is the one Julie's going to feature, and it's Flowering Tulips. And we both have samples to show you from both bundles. And then here's the dies that go along with this. Look at this.
I have to say, like, I was kind of intimidated by this bundle, and I've had it for a while and hadn't used it. But once I just started crafting, it wasn't as complicated as I thought it was.
I felt the same way. And you'll see some of these little pieces that you die cut and then you fold so you get more of a dimensional tulip. And I have a sample that I'm going to show you with that. But again, between both of these bundles, there's a gazillion dies here. But here's the star of the show.
Yes.
Series paper. Now I cut it's 12 by 12 and I cut it down to 6 by 6 for ease of showing. But on this particular piece, I'm going to bring out the 12 by 12 because this doesn't show you what it is. So here it is.
Oh my gosh. So
it starts up in this corner and then gets bigger. So this piece, you can see this. Oh, I got to move these things. Let me move these bundles because they're in my way. All right. So this 6 by 6 piece is actually from this corner. But I mean, just imagine the things that you can do with this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I just thought of another card. Oh, well, okay. All right. So there's this, they're just gorgeous. I'm going to just try to spread them out a little bit. Even these little poppy parade, and dots, but just different sizes and shades of tulips. Can you just imagine that you're there in Holland or Holland, Michigan?
Yeah.
They have a tulip festival too. And here's the B side, which I love too. I mean, look at this little, I just love this. These little clouds. I mean, there's just so much you can do. So, and you can even use this side and die cut some of those tulips and you'll get like different variations of color.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So that is the designer series paper. There's also this really pretty, and this is, I don't think we've ever had anything like this. This is a evening evergreen window pane ribbon. And it's just a lot of fun. You can even color it if you wanted to add some more color to it. And then these wonderful little brushed brass butterflies. And what's really unique about these is that they're flat.
Yeah.
So they do not stick up on your envelopes, ease of mailing. And these are carrying over to the annual catalog. As is this ribbon. This ribbon is also carrying over.
Oh, good, good.
Yep. So those are, that's what's in the suite. I do want to show you some samples before we flip the camera to Julie. And so she's going to start with her project. So this card is a swap that is from Kimberly Kane. And what I like this because she's cut this little just score or cut this and then glued this little flap down just for some interest.
I love that you can still see it then on the inside of the card. It's kind of a fun way to do the card fold.
Yeah. And then this one is Ramona Simpson. And here's another example. So she just used cardstock to die cut out that windmill. And just a piece of the designer series paper. She stamped some clouds. You make me smile. And you'll notice that she has, I don't know if this is a Brad. I'm using this as well. I'm using a Brad, so I'll show you that when we get there. This one is Betsy Kreider. And what she did here, she took one of the papers and she cut like 1-inch squares. And then she just turned them in all different directions. I just thought that was pretty clever.
I love the look of that. You can do that with any paper too.
You sure can. And then she's got some of the brass butterflies, and then she did the inside too as well. Betsy always finishes her cards. She's an amazing stamper, so I like getting hers. Now, Julie mentioned this last week, but when the mini catalog first started and we were showing our sampler, we each did 3 cards using different designer series paper, but the same stamp set, but different greetings in it. And you think I can remember the name of the stamp set right now? No.
I think is it Happy and Heartfelt?
Maybe I'll look it up. But yeah, so we all did that. So this was, I'm using this suite as well for this. And then this was one that I made for a mystery stamping that Julie's upline. So I call her my grandma upline. What she did at a meeting was she sent out measurements of pieces. She didn't tell us what she was using, but we could pick any designer series paper, any stamp set, any colors, but she gave us the measurements for these various things. So this is the one that I made for that mystery stamping.
I love the way that turned out.
So this was the designer series pack that's in the annual catalog that comes in all the colors. They're 6x6 sheets. So this is the evening evergreen piece of that.
All of those papers, side note, are retiring and they're on sale for like $6.90 a pack.
There you go.
Yeah.
$6.90.
I know, right?
Wow,
like, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So this card shows the tulips. This was from one of my team members, Fred Bristol. He is also an amazing artist. He truly is. So he stamped and then die cut and folded. So easy. I mean, he said it wasn't difficult at all. And I love how he used this die to add some texture to the element. And his leaves. And then a circle die there. I just thought he did an amazing job on this card. I just absolutely love it. So those are the samples I have to share. And Julie, are you ready to showcase your project?
Okay, so I wanted to show you because I don't know why I didn't prep this ahead of time. I was going to, and then I forgot. These dies are really cool. And you see that they have these extra like shapes. And I think they call them like injection holes or something like that. And when you die cut it, it adds that texture. I don't know how well you can see it. Can you see like that shape kind of embossed on the cardstock?
Yeah.
So this is one of those dies that you would then fold over, and there are additional dies then that you can die cut and layer in there, and that's what Fred had on his card. He had you know, some of those other pieces. So there's like 3 different pieces. You can add like this one and this, oops, not that one, this one. And so you can die cut and layer and create the flower. And if you look in the catalog, and let me just show you really quick. And this is why I felt so intimidated by this suite. Do you remember what page that was on, Mom?
Oh, 14 maybe?
Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can see in some of those samples, like in this one, those layered pieces that are, you know, kind of the different colors and cut from the designer paper. And so you really get a lot of beautiful dimension. Now on my card sample, this first one, I die cut one of these that fold over, and then I just stamped the stamp image to add a little extra dimension. I didn't use any of the other little pieces inside. I just kind of kept it simple. This design is actually one that Stampin' Up posted recently for the bundle focus. So if you're a demonstrator, you might be familiar with that. I did add a little bit of extra cardstock layers to my samples here, but I just love the clean and simple layouts here. And I wanted to show off the stamp images as well as the dies and how those work together. My colors here are Pale Papaya, Calypso Coral, and Old Olive. And of course I had to add some of those brushed butterflies. Now the other card that I made ahead to show you, I'm going to flip back to the catalog to show you the inspiration. You know, I always look to the catalog for inspiration, and I just really loved this one here. This is actually a little box, and I switched up the colors and used a different pattern and made it into a card. So I used Evening Evergreen, Rich Razzleberry, and then some of that beautiful designer paper to make this tag card. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh my.
Surprise, you're getting this for Mother's Day. I included the detailed tulip die here, and then a little bit of the designer paper on the background, and then inside I have a strip of paper and then the love you so much, because I do love you so much.
I love you too, baby.
Okay, but you'll have to be surprised when you get it. Okay, so those are my extra samples. I wanted to start with that so I could show you kind of how everything works together. It is a really fun bundle, and I'm glad that I finally got it out to play with it for this video, because I don't know why I was intimidated. It really is just so beautiful, and it's got a lot of great sentiments in here. Thinking of you today. No one deserves a happier birthday. Love you so much. You're so thoughtful. Thank you. Let today be the start of something new. Just perfect for spring. And then these dies, you can use them independently to make, you know, some die cut flowers, or you can coordinate them with the stamp set. Today, I'm going to be coordinating or using dies and the stamp set, and I'm using this die here, which I've die cut onto some white cardstock. And so you can see all the beautiful detail on these flowers. So we're going to do some coloring with some Stampin' Blends to customize this set just a little bit. So I have one that's pre-colored, and I'm going to bring it in and show you. I'm using the Pale Papaya and Old Olive blends to kind of go with those cards. I like to have coordinating sets of cards. I'm crazy like that. And so I did one in dark colors, and now I'm going to do one in the light color. So this is white cardstock, and I'm just going through and coloring on top of the grid paper so that I don't have to worry about trying to be careful. I can color right over the edges. I will say that I used the thick white cardstock because this is such a detailed die. I didn't want it to feel like it was going to be, you know, like break and be very frail. So I did use the thick basic white paper just to give it a little more stability.
That's a good idea, Julie.
Oh, thank you. Every now and then I have one.
Oh, you have lots of good ideas.
Well, your good idea was to use some different colors, and you suggested using some lighter colors. So my first row was dark, and I'm going to make the second row be light. And I've got a couple different Old Olive blends because I use that color a lot. So I've got to kind of switch back and forth and find the one that's in the best condition.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's time to just get a new set again, but they're not dead yet. So
no, what I do is I keep those, and then I use those to color my rhinestones or my pearls or whatever.
Oh, that's smart.
You're gonna fray it, and it's still good, so you might as well just use it and save your good ones then for doing what you're doing.
Yeah. So coloring a large piece like this is what I'm saying. I got to kind of switch back and forth to see which ones are the good ones. I'm using the big brush tip, and it is pretty. It is pretty frayed.
And I don't think you have to go all the way down to the bottom because I think your darker piece will fit over it, right?
I was literally just going to say the same thing. Oh, I'm concentrating on the top there. So my plan is to kind of layer these. And I
love that.
Yeah, isn't that so pretty? So on my card base, I'm using the Thick Whisper White again, or Basic White. I always use that for the card base when I'm going to add a piece of designer paper to the top. So this is one of the flowering tools. I hate to cover up that side, but I really want to use this this lighter pattern.
I'm using that same pattern, so.
Oh, this side or the other side?
No, that side. The one
okay. We've done that before where we've used opposite sides of the same paper.
Yep.
So this is
share before. So
what's that?
We don't share our projects before.
No, we don't always. I'm going to layer now the white onto Old Olive. I was seeing the designer paper is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to fill the entire card front. And then I believe that my white is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And the Old Olive is 3 3/4 by 5. No, 3 1/2 by 5. Okay. We'll have the measurements in the video description. Yeah. Okay, so these are going to go all the way across the card. And the one thing that I was trying to decide, and I know Mom, I asked you before, but now that we've got them colored, I was thinking about adding another one that's just white, just to add like a little extra detail. What do you think of that? Or should I just stick with the two?
Oh, that's tough. Oh, man.
Well, let's think about it. I'm going to stamp the tag that's going to kind of go over here with the sentiment. So I always want to incorporate the stamps when there's a bundle. I like to kind of use both of them. Did I not get my ink pads out? I guess not. Let's grab those. I'm using Pale Papaya and Basic Gray. And then I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz, just a lighter version of Old Olive, to stamp a stem in there. I'm going to start with the sentiment, just thinking of you today, kind of towards the top, and add some Pale Papaya flowers. And then just bring in a little bit of that green. I guess I need 2 stems.
I like that. That's adorable.
Thank you. That might get cut off a little bit because I'm just going to add a little banner tip. So I'm cutting up the center, then cutting from each corner to the top of that center cut.
Cute.
And so this is going to come over here like that. So what do you think about the white? Here it is with the white. Now we've got the banner on there, or we can just do the 2 layers.
I'm thinking the 3rd layer in white.
Okay, excellent. So let's put these down in the card. I'm first going to center this. And we talked about whether or not the tulips should go across just the centerpiece or all the way. And I do like it going all the way across the card. So we'll start with the top one so that we can then layer over the top. And maybe I'm going to kind of layer the opposite way, I guess, because I want to make sure the spacing is right for covering up the part that's not colored.
There you go.
And then I'll do that kind of center. Now that piece is a little bit shorter, which is not
I like it shorter. I
like
it.
I'm just gonna kind of center it. Okay, now this whole thing is going to come across and it is a little longer, so I'm going to have to cut. But because I have so many layers here, I want to use some tear and tape. I want to make sure that this really stays up and does not come off the card. I would really hate for it to peel apart when it arrives to its destination.
You know, I'm watching you tear that tear and tape, and I've had some of my folks who also follow you are amazed at how you can just pull it, tear it, and it's the right size. It's like, oh, I'm measuring, and sometimes I use scissors, and yeah.
I don't know. I just have I've been doing this for so long that I just kind of have
well, I have too.
It's like cooking, right? Like when you cook, yeah. How many people don't measure? You just know like what
measuring.
It looks like in your bowl.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go on one side all the way so that I only have to cut one side, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, I love the way this is turning out.
Yeah, so
and then some Stampin' Dimensionals on that little banner. I was just thinking as I am putting this banner on, like, I'm wondering if it needs a little ribbon behind here, or I don't want to compete with the flowers. Maybe we just add some butterflies.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you think this banner all the way to the top of the green?
I like it on the top of the white.
Okay. That's where I had it right there. So I'm going to put it right back there. And let's add some butterflies.
So nice. Oh,
I know. Oh, it needs to be 3. I know.
Yes, it does.
Although I did make one of the samples. This one where I just put 2 and I really couldn't think of where else to put it because I feel like it's sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I don't know. You can fight me on it, but whatever.
I'm not going to say a word. These are your projects.
I will put 3 here. What do you
Very
think?
I love that.
Oh, we need a little stamping on the inside. So I'm just going to bring in the same tulip stamp that we already used. And you could kind of layer some of these together, but I'm just going to keep it really simple with what I already had out on the blocks and just have that in the corner.
That's very pretty. Nice job, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you ready to share your project?
I am.
Okay.
I'm a mess over here.
I love
it. And I think this is called a faux side step card, faux side, whatever.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, Julie, you know what I'm talking about here. All right. So I've got this scored. So this is 8 inches by 5.5. And I've scored it at 3 inches, 6 inches, and 7 inches. And then I have a second piece, which is 6 inches by 3 inches, and it's scored at, what is this scored at? 1 3/4. Okay, so we're going to kind of start with that. So I'm going to fold this down, fold this up, get my bone folder. So we have some nice creases along here. And then we're going to fold this down. So this kind of gives us, as you can see, kind of an easel card. And I'm going to, before I go any further, I'm going to add some designer series paper here and down here. I actually think I've got this a little bit too long, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So let me start with this. I've got this little dimensional thing here. Okay. So I'm going to put this on here. And then this little strip is going to go here. Goodness gracious. Those little Stampin' dimensional backings follow me everywhere, all around. I was telling Hostess Club folks the other day, I got a clean pair of pajamas out of my drawer to put on at night, and on the leg was a rhinestone. So it went through the wash and stayed on my. Isn't that funny?
Oh my goodness! I know I found them on my dog's noses before.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so I am going to. I did the inside already. And this inside, a basic white, is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And there was this little strip left over after cutting these two pieces. So I put it on the inside and stamped, "No one deserves a happier birthday than you."
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside.
So I have another color variation of this card that you made for a swap. And I will tell you that it was this card that made me get the bundle.
Oh dear.
You always do that to me.
All right. So I've got my other basic white piece, which is 4 inches by 2 3/4. And I'm going to stamp some clouds. So I just grabbed one little cloud here. I think that's enough. Okay. And what I did is I then die cut out the windmill, and I used gray granite for the blades. And I used Evening Evergreen Soft Succulent for the actual windmill, so I could have 2 tones. And I got smart and remembered my adhesive paper because I don't always remember it. And this just peels off very nicely. And I'll tell you what, it's perfect for these detailed dies. And I don't know about you, Jay, but I find that I have to run the image through the die cut and embossing machine several times just because I want it to cut all the way through. Do you find you have to do it more than once?
With the adhesive sheet, I just run it through once, and it may not cut through the adhesive like paper backing, but it cuts through the adhesive sheet. So I can still like peel it off and it's fully die cut, but it doesn't cut the paper backing, which it doesn't need to necessarily.
No, it doesn't at all. Okay. All right. So here's our windmill. He's going to go here. And I don't think I popped him up. Do I want to pop him up? Do I want to pop him up, Julie? What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. He likes to pop everything up. So
I do. I was going to say, if it's ever a question, the answer is always yes.
All right. I'm going to use some of my edges here to be conservative.
I pulled my card apart and added ribbon.
Really? Oh, which one did I do? We want our little one. All right. So on the oh shoot, I I forgot to do something. Doggone it. I'm gonna see if I can peel this back a little bit. There's a hole in the center of the blades, and there's a hole in the center of the detailed piece.
Ah.
So I brought out our brads, which thankfully are carrying over, and I'm just gonna use a black one, I think, for this card. I should have had this pulled out. Ah, okay. Too small. I also bent my blade when I was, okay. So I'm gonna put it through here. And if you can see what I'm doing here, you're gonna have to cut, you know what, I'm gonna cut it now. You have to cut the brad a little bit because it's really long.
Oh.
So if you cut it.
Does it cut with the snips?
Yep. And it does. All righty. This is really cute, I promise you, when I finally get it to work. Oh, but my fingers aren't working today. Oh, come on here. Maybe I do need a bigger one. There we go. It's like, no, I don't want to go. Okay. All right, there we go. So now our blades are on here. And now I will adhere it to my little piece of white. And then you can turn it. You can turn your blades.
That's so cool.
All right, so we're gonna put him down here, like so. And before I forget, because this kind of gets tucked in, I'm gonna go ahead and put this Just Thinking of You Today on here. And I'm gonna pop this baby up because Julie pops all her tags up. She's like, and I know that I did, when I did this as a swap, I did do a couple different colors because I think I did this as a club project too. So, so there were different colors. And so I have a different one that we did. So I can show you my color and then Julie can show you her color.
Yeah.
Right, so I put this guy here and I just used one of our tag punches. And I'm not remembering which one it was.
What is that called? Like essential tag punch or?
And I just took some of our window pane ribbon and just tied a knot. I didn't even tie a bow. Okay.
Yeah, essential tag punch.
Okay, so all right, so here's the probably the trickiest part of this whole thing is that you're going to score this and you want to put this on. So you're going to kind of want to fold this up. I'm going to put tear and tape here and I'm going to put tear and tape here because what we're going to do is we're going to line this up at the bottom of the card over here. And then when we peel this off, this is just going to come and barely go over. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but it doesn't go down very far at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put tear and tape. I'll put this piece on now so you can see better what I'm doing.
Do you want to add your windmill to that before you start putting it on the card?
No, I don't want to because I don't want to tear those blades.
Okay.
It's bent on one of the blades, so I don't want to.
I thought it would be harder to attach after the green part was on, but
shouldn't be. Shouldn't be at all.
You want to have the tear and tape on the inside.
Yes. So I have to fold this the other way. You're right, I do. And on the inside of the bottom as well. So it's on the same side. Good catch, Jay.
I'm looking out for you.
This card design actually was from the Great Big Swap that you do, if I remember correctly. And I just fell in love with this. I really did. All right. So now, and I start with the bottom front. I don't know that it really makes a difference, but I just feel like if I get that lined up okay, then the back side.
Yeah.
goes down much easier. All right, so again, I'm going to just lay this down. You guys see okay, I hope? And we're going to put this right at the bottom of the card front. And because there's a lot of layers, I'm using Terra tape. I think it'll hold better. And then I'm going to take off the back side. Here I am. Okay.
Do you ever use your take a pic tool to
do it? It's across the table.
Oh,
as usual. All right, so then I'm just laying this down, and there's our easel. I mean, it's so
easy,
so easy. And so for this guy, I think I'm actually gonna put. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I just don't want one of those windmill blades to pop off.
Yeah.
Oh. Again, look at this. I have some crazy. All right, so this should work okay. All right.
Oh, I love it.
So there is our Just Thinking of You today. No one deserves a happier birthday than you. So this was the evening evergreen card base and some of the same paper that Julie used. The other one I did was this guy using Pear Pizzazz, and I used Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive on the windmill with that little strip of paper.
Oh, so I even have a third color combination with the purple.
Yeah, you really can use just about anything you want for this. So Julie will share that, I think, in a little while.
Hold on a second. Let me do, I'm gonna add a spotlight of my desk and show the cards so we can have all three side by side, and then we can ask people to
this bit or which
yes. Okay,
two
so
or three.
Let me add, there we go. So there's the purple version. I just love that with the fresh freesia and the rich raspberry. Yeah, you said that, I think. Okay, so this, that, or the other.
Or Julie, you can be one, and then we can do 2 and 3.
There you go.
You hold this up a little bit closer to the camera so you can see.
So leave a comment and let us know. So pretty.
Well, I have something else I'd like to share.
Oh,
and I'll put measurements for this in our description. So this stamp set, if I can find it, here we go. Tulip Fields has these has these fun pieces. So I was going to just show how to use that and then show you the card that I made with it.
Oh, I'm so glad you're going to show us this, because this is also, I find, to be a little intimidating.
Oh my gosh, Julie, this is so easy.
I've seen some really beautiful cards, and I love how they look, but like, this is why it's intimidating. Look at that giant block. Like, you are using the biggest block that we have, right?
I am.
Okay. Now, if you don't have the giant block, you can also use the Stamparatus.
You can, absolutely you can. So these are the colors that I have chosen to use. So these will be, I'm going to stamp this right about here. So Julie, I'm going to let you pick colors.
Claire just walked in, and she's just stepping right next to me because she's like, what is Nana showing? She's really interested. So Claire, come help me pick colors.
Well, I heard giant block, and I said, whoa, the biggest block.
Your face is not on camera. Just right now, it's just Nana's desk on camera. So yeah, the giant block, she's using the tulip stamp. So Mango Melody, Gorgeous Grape, Flirty Flamingo, and Poppy Parade.
So that what I want you to pick is the one that I'm going to do first.
For the back, what do you think she should start with?
What are we stamping?
Tulips. I know it looks weird. It's gonna make so much more sense once she starts. So which one?
I think that makes more sense. Okay. Which one should we start with? Let's do.
I kind of feel like Poppy Parade, but is it better to start with a different color, Mom?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, let's start with Poppy Parade. That seems like a nice, strong back.
You can actually use the same color and do all the little fields if you want. So that's an option too. Oh, come on. All right.
That might be easier so you don't have to clean it, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
So you want me just to do all one color?
Why don't you show us with all one color, but then your sample has the different color so we can see how that looks.
Yeah. All right. So again, then I'm going to move these out of our way because I'll just do all Poppy Parade. All right. So I'm going to put this down just about here, maybe, huh?
So you're kind of creating a horizon.
Yeah, kind of. See, if I had the Stamparatus, then I could fix that, but I'm not going to worry about it because I have something to put over it. All right, so I'm just going to do all Poppy Parades. All Poppy Parades. Oh, listen to me. And what I did, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way to do this. Oh, I'm getting ink. Oh, is I'm going to start in the center. I'm just going to go right down here.
Well, that makes sense. It looks like a Christmas tree.
Does
yeah,
it?
That's what I thought.
Didn't even think of that. Oh, that would have been great. Right. And there'll be gaps between these little sections, and that's okay. So I'm going to go here.
So I was worried about the spacing, but if you just like leave a little gap, then they fit perfectly.
They do.
Okay. Maybe this isn't so hard.
It isn't.
I haven't tried it yet, so I'm gonna have to give it a go.
All right. I have a little bit too much of a gap on that side, but I think we'll live with it, huh? My phone is right in my way, so I'm trying to see to place it. Oh, you're so quiet over there.
I muted for a second to tell Elise something. And now Anna's coming in the room. Everyone's just like, what is Nana doing?
So there is our field of red or Poppy Parade tulips.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So what I did is I stamped the little windmill, and I used some of our natural tone blends to, oh, know what I did first? My apologies. Is I took some balmy blue in our brush because I wanted some sky.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to do the whole thing, just in case you've never used our blending brushes. You go start off the page, and you can make your sky or whatever you're doing this with as light or as dark as you want. You just keep going over and over and over it. All right, so you get the idea, right, guys?
Yep. So
right.
Pretty.
Oh. All right, so I did my whole piece, and then I also die cut out some clouds. So once I put my windmill on, see, I told you I could cover up that spot. And then put some clouds on. And then some, here, I'll show you. I'll show you my other. Oh, there goes my ink. All right.
Oh, no.
So here is the multicolor one.
Oh, it's so pretty with all the colors.
Let me get this stuff out of the way. All right. So I popped up the clouds, popped up my windmill, and did a little thinking of you. And this thinking from you is actually from a different stamp set. I wanted something small. I felt like the stamp, the greetings in the tulip were too big. And so I just wanted a little something, and then just one little tiny butterfly off in the corner.
Cute.
So I don't know. What do you think, Claire? Do you like all the whole Poppy Parade one, or do you like the different colors?
I like the different colors. I think it looks really cool.
Me too.
I wanted this offset because I felt if I had it in the center and I had this here that it was just going to be, too heavy on one side. So that's why I placed things where I placed them.
I love it. Oh, so pretty.
That is that card. I'm going to get this out of the way. And I've made a mess of my stamping area.
We did a lot of cards today.
We did. We absolutely did.
Should we flip the camera back around and show off our cards? Oh my gosh, I just love it. Now, I was just saying I added some ribbon. What do you think about the ribbon?
I like the ribbon a lot.
I was worried it was going to be too much, but I think
it's fine without it, but that really does add to it.
Yeah, that pale papaya woven ribbon it's really subtle and soft and isn't too like overwhelming on the card. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, I'm so glad that we forced ourselves to to use this suite. Like I said, I've been kind of like putting it off and I was intimidated and scared by it, but it really is so beautiful for spring with all the tulips popping. And I know now that I've inked it up for the first time, I'm ready to just dig in. And this beautiful flowering tulips paper as well. I have been using that without the tulip stamps and mixing and matching with just other greetings and things. So many different ways that you can use it. Now this is in the January through June mini catalog. I don't remember, Mom, do you, if the bundles are going to be carried over?
Let me look.
I can't keep track. I know there are a few bundles and stamps that carry over, but it seems like not very many. And I don't remember this as being one of them.
It is flowering tulips and what's the other one? Tulip Fields.
Yeah. Flowering tulips and tulip fields. One for two. How about the other one? I'm kind of feeling like maybe not. No. Okay. So the one with the flowers is, and the one with the windmill is not. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want that one, it's still available until June 30th, 2022. So there's still some time. Right. It's not time to say goodbye to it yet. but if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, then you definitely want to snag that up along with this beautiful paper, a pack or two at least of the Tulip Flowering Fields designer paper.
I've read the list under T 3 times looking for it. If I want it to be there.
Oh
well.
Yeah. Well. There's still time. It's available right now. It's not sold out. It's not time to say goodbye. The mini catalog goes through until June 30th. So there's still plenty of time to get all of your favorites.
We have about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, we have all of May and all of June.
Oh, that's right.
So 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Plenty of time.
I can't count either. So well, we so appreciate you watching us, and we know Easter Sunday, you're with family, which is where you should be. So when you get a chance to watch it and leave some comments, we would greatly appreciate it. And until next Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, have a happy and blessed Easter, and see ya. Bye, Jay. Love you.
Bye, everybody.